My name's Stephanie Mills. I work at Woodhouse Apparel and I have been here for 2.5 years. I got in the fashion industry about 4 or 5 years ago when I saw an advert in I think it was in the North Shore Times, that was advertising for New Zealand Fashion Tech. I've always been interested in clothing. I think I started making clothes when I was about 11, chopping things up and safety pins and all sorts of stuff. So then I saw this advert in the paper, I think when I was about 20, 21, and decided that I wanted to ring up and ask them what it was about, and they told me that it was a 6-month sewing course and then you could follow it with a 6-month pattern making course. And I decided to do that, and I handed in my sort of notice at my work and started there and did 6 months on my sewing course, which was quite interesting. It was quite hard getting used to sitting at a sewing machine for quite a few hours of the day, but at the end of the day I learned how to sew and learned a lot about construction of garments, and it's given me a good base for working with the garments and things that I do at the moment, because I deal a lot with China, and you've got to understand how a garment works to know what you're looking at when a garment comes in, so that you can make comments on things and understand what you're talking about. So I found that very useful. And then I did the 6-month pattern making course, and same thing again, learning and understanding how a garment works and is constructed, and how you can tweak things very small to make the garment sit better and look different, and it's a huge advantage. Each day working here I deal with my merchandise manager, who works on the same account with me, and I work on the Huffer account, and I've been on this account for about 12 months. And basically what I do is, once the season gets handed over to me, I get my orders and I deal with China every single day, emailing them to find where my samples are, where the fabrics are, making sure that everything's on track to get sent on time. I deal with the customer as well, the people working at Huffer, making sure that I understand what their needs are and what we need to get correct. People don't actually understand how many different opportunities there are in the fashion industry, because a lot of people, when they start studying, they think it's all about being a designer and making pretty garments and all these kind of things, and there's definitely the opportunity out there for that, but I never knew that I wanted to get into production, and I never knew about buying trips and merchandising and all that side of things. So there's huge opportunities out there that you don't have any idea about, and I didn't know about until I had started at NZ Fashion Tech. So there was a big change in my train of thought on the fashion industry as soon as I started there. So, like, even in the production world and merchandisers world and buying and stuff like that, for people to go overseas, having these qualifications are like a huge advantage, because you go to a lot of, like, even like at different techs and universities and stuff like that, you don't get the base knowledge with sewing and pattern making and just the simple things that actually make a huge difference. And we were always told, you know, if you do these kinds of studies and training in New Zealand and you wanted to go overseas, they'd be highly thought of. And I've heard from a lot of people that do live overseas and stuff, and they are valid skills to have with your pattern making and your sewing and all your garment knowledge and construction. So it's been a huge advantage, and I know that if I did want to go overseas, which I do intend to in time, that I don't think I'd have a problem getting work over there because I've been trained well. A huge advantage of going to New Zealand Fashion Tech is actually the work experience. My first job I got, and I was there for 12 months, was from the place that I got placed doing work experience for them. And I think I had probably 3 different companies that I went to through my time at NZ Fashion Tech, and I enjoyed every single one of them. Every one of them was different. I learned different production skills and knowledge, and working in a company that did grading for patterns and just making one-offs and things. So I was very lucky with where I went, and it's also about connections as well. Like, if you work somewhere, you get on with these people, they may pop up somewhere else down your career as well, and they can help you or you can help them. There's different advantages to it, but I hear of a lot of people that go to other techs and universities and they don't have work experience and they struggle to find a job, where I know that a lot of people that I studied with got their jobs out of where they did their what do you call it? Work experience. Yeah. I think the New Zealand Fashion Tech has actually got a good reputation with students that they hire and the knowledge and the skills that they have, but also a lot of other people, employees who haven't studied there, they know the reputation of the school and they know that if you come out of there you do tend to have very good pattern making skills and garment construction, sewing skills as well. So it's not just employers, it's also employees. They know that that's a good school as well to learn and study from. I'm glad that I made the choice. I'm glad that I found the advert in the paper that day, because it was a huge change from where I was, you know, before I had started studying. I was 20, 21 years old and I was working in a bar, and then I realised what I wanted to do, and it was a huge change and a big step for me in my life, and I don't regret it. I think it's brought me to where I am now, and now I'm working in a nice company, working with good people on a good account, and I can see that I've got a good future ahead of me.